So in this video, we're going to do an example for the normal distribution and finding the percent of individual IQs based on this normal distribution. It's really important, again, to use these rules. We have to see that normal distribution. They have to give us the mean and the standard deviation. Those are important because now I know if I'm standardizing any of these, my z of x is equal to x minus 100, because that's my mean, divided by 15. No matter what I'm doing for standardization, that's going to be for this problem. We also, for this test, I require on your paper, even if you don't print my own paper, I expect a drawing to be correct, shaded correctly, labeled correctly. I know my math lab doesn't have you do these because they can't really have you enter them, but I expect to see this done correctly. So notice I've just drawn the normal curve for each one of these pieces. So now I'm looking at what I need to find, and this one, again, remember that the mean is in the center, always. So that's automatic because that's the mean. Now we want, A wants between 100 and 115. So we want between 100 and 115. Between means shade that region. We automatically always should know that the mean goes to 0 when we standardize it, because you're subtracting from the mean, and so it's a 0 distance. And doing my z-score for this problem, we are actually going to be going, again, z of 115. It's 115 minus 100 over 15. We get 15 divided by 15 for this standardization, so that's equal to 1. So that should be on your drawing. Those are my z-scores. That's the standardization that I need to be able to use the chart to do this problem. So again, be careful. You first draw it based on the information given to you. Then you standardize, label it on your chart, and now label it on your drawing, and now we're going to go to our chart. So the first one, again, was 0, which we already should know. So I actually am just going to look at the z-score for the 1, and remember that this is my chart for negative z-scores, and this is for my positive z-scores. This is going to be given to you in your homework. You're going to be able to click on it. And these charts always give you the area to the left. So that may not be what you want, but you're going to use that. So I'm using the positive z-score 1. So that would be 1.0. And again, I'm going to highlight this right now, and then I'll erase it for the next one. But we're using 1.0 because that's this piece. So it is 0.8413 that I am using for a z-score of 1. And remember, that is finding the area, the full area, to the left. So I'm going to go back to my picture. I'm using the 0.8413. So 0.8413 is this whole piece, okay? Meaning it starts here, but it goes all the way across. We should always know, always, that if we're from the mean, there's 50% below and 50% above, because it's symmetric about the mean when we're using normal distributions. So this is 0.5 over here that I do not want to include. This is the idea of the geometry problems. Find, in this case for between, find the big one and then subtract off the part that you're not using. So in this case, we're going to have 0.8413, which was from the z-score of 1, and we are going to subtract off the 0.5 because that's not shaded. We get 0.3413. I look back up and it asks for a percent, but this is important that you make sure you put it in the correct form. So we multiply by 100%, which moves the decimal place 2 places. So my answer for A is 34.13. All right, so we're going to go to B. We're going to draw it first. So it tells me below 130. So 130 is above the mean. So we draw it first, which was the order. We're now going to standardize it second, and then we go to the chart. So draw, standardize, chart. So for my standardization here, Z of 130 is 130 minus 100 over 15. Because remember, what we're using to standardize is our z-score. And most of you could probably look at this one and tell me what the answer is. My z of 130 is 30 divided by 15, which is 2.0. This is 2.0. You could put 0 here, it's not needed. So we are now going to go to the chart and we're going to look for the 2.0. So I'm going to go flip over to my charts. And if you printed them off, you'll have this. So again, we're looking at a positive z-score. So we're now scrolling down and looking at 2.0, and it's 0. So our answer there should be 0.9772. Again, look at the chart. This chart gives you the full area to the left as being 0.9772. So we're going to go back over here, and I always like to label it on my chart. The 0.9772 is the whole region from that 2.0 all the way over, which is what I want. If it was asking for an area, we would use 0.9772, but this is asking for a percentage, so we multiply by 100%, which moves my decimal place 2 places to the right. So my answer is 97.72%. Think back to the empirical rule. That's not an exact answer, but if we're 2 standard deviations, it gave you some ideas of what you needed to use there. So this is really close to what we expected for the answer. Going to C, C says we want above 123. So I'm going to, again, label this piece. 123 is above 100, so that's important that you're drawing it correctly. We want the area above 123. So again, I don't have to standardize that one. I don't really need it, but I go ahead and put it on there. My first step is going to be draw it, which we drew. Now we're going to go to our z-score. So 123 minus 100 over 15. Now this is one that you're going to have to use your calculator for. You have 23 divided by 15. So 23 divided by 15. And this is an important piece. I'm going to look at my chart. Make sure you understand it's going out 2 decimal places, because I am going on the top of the chart is 2 decimal places. So when I'm going back to this piece and I divide it out, you should get 1.53333333. We round using regular rounding rules. So my z-score of 123 is approximately 1.53. Now, I truncate because the 3 that's after that is less than 5. So now I'm going to put that on my chart. This is what I'm going to use now to look at my chart. Sorry, I put it on my drawing. So I'm now going to go to the 1.53. And there is 2 ways to do this problem. I'm going to do it the absolute way first, and then I'll show you the alternative way. So we have a positive z-score. So on here, I'm looking for 1.5, and then I want to look for 3. So I go down, again, find that piece there. But be careful. This is giving 0.9370. This is giving you the full area to the left. The chart is always giving you to the left. So if we go back over here, the z-score of 0.9370 is the range from the left of 1.53. Knowing that we always know that 50% is above, 50% is below, which also means there's 100% in the whole piece, we would take the 1.0, subtract off that 0.9730, which is always going to give me my tail to the right. When I subtract that in my calculator, I'm going to get 0.063. And because I want it is a percentage, we move it 2 places, which is 6.3%. You should always expect the tail to be smaller. Now, this is using the absolute way, knowing that we're using a positive z-score. But because this is symmetric, I want to show you the alternative. The 1.53 will be symmetric, and I'm going to just draw a small little drawing over here. Since it's symmetric, the 1.53 as the z-score will be symmetric to this tail on the left that is a negative 1.53. So I actually can look at my chart and go to the negative piece, and I'm looking for the negative 1.5, and then I'm looking for the 0.03 to line that up. You should see that we get the 0.0630. So go back to my drawing. That is giving me right here 0.0630, which is what we got. It's the same piece as here. So two ways to do this. As long as you understand that the tails are always going to be symmetric. If you have a positive tail, you can take the negative z-score to find it on the chart. Or you can use the positive z-score, which is what I did on this problem, and subtract it from 1, being the whole region. We always can use, no matter what, that this is 0, 50% is above, 50% is below, the whole chart or the whole region is 100%, which is the same thing as 1.0 if you're using the area format of that piece. So going to our last one here, we're 115 to 130. Now, again, we're finding this region here. I would need my z-scores, which we've already found. Z of 130 from above is 2.0. Z of 115 was 1.0. So we're going to use, again, the charts, which we actually have done already, but I'm going to do it just to show you the steps. So I'm going to start with my right-hand piece, which is the 2.0. So if I look at my chart, and we're looking at the green one here, 2.0 was the 0.9772. So that means this whole piece is 0.9772. I don't want to include the part here, and I'm going to highlight it just so you can see. This part I need to take off. So that's going to use the 1.0. So we're going to go back to the chart to look at the 1.0, and you should see that that's the 0.8413 area. So to the left of 1.0 is 0.8413. The left, which is what I have highlighted in yellow, is the 0.8413. I don't want that highlighted red, or sorry, the highlighted yellow piece. The full range from 130 to the left is 0.9772. I don't want to include that all. I want to take off the highlighted yellow piece. So I'm now going to subtract that 0.8413. Going to do that in my calculator, and we should get 0.1359. If I am only a portion, and I'm not including a lot of it, you should expect something, again, less than 50% on this problem. Because it asks for decimals, we move it 2 places, or sorry, because it asks for a percent, my answer there is 13.59%. So I want to look back at this. This was A was between 2 pieces. We should expect that number to be less than 50%. B asks for a whole tail, and it's actually further over, so I'm actually bigger than 50%, which is what we got here. So again, make sure it's reasonable. On C, it's the tail. We expect a small number. And on D, we are doing between 2 that are on one side, so again, we expect a smaller number in that case. So I'm going to just take off that highlighted piece there, just so you're clear. If you look back at that problem, we subtracted off that piece there. So we took the 0.9772 and we subtracted off that piece there. Draw your picture. I require it for my test. Find the z-scores and then use the chart. Be careful on every step. If you're not showing me the steps, I cannot give any partial credit. But I will not give you credit if you are not doing the chart and showing me that z-scores and the picture. The picture has to be correct. Now, I labeled a lot more stuff on here. I'm okay if you do the pieces on the side. And for example, on this last one, you were to draw and you do the 100, 115, 130. You write on here your standardizations. That was 115. So that's 1.0 and 2.0. But if you do the rest of the pieces with subtracting on the side, that's okay. But I expect to see on your chart the mean labeled correctly, your region shaded correctly, and somewhere on your paper your z-scores and your chart. So what I want you to do now is I want you to pause, and I want you to do example 2, 3, and 4. I want you to do them completely using my example. If you don't know how to do something, skip it and come back to it and watch my video. My next video is going to already have on there the work, and I'm going to talk you through what the work should have been. But I want you to go ahead and do example 2, 3, and 4. So pause it here and then watch the next video.